All right, like you said, my name's Andy Huey. I'm with the Farm Service Agency and stationed out of Bell Fountain, which also does cover the Delaware area. We cover 7 counties here, northwest central Ohio. And I'm the substitute. Don Henry was supposed to be here, executive director here in Delaware. And we got this email last week saying, I got family obligation that I have to take care of. Can you come over and do this? So I said, yeah, sure. So, and I found this from our state office. So I'm going off it. If I seem a little unprepared, there might be a reason for that. Feel free to jump in at any point. Like I say, I'm the farm loan officer here for this area. There are also programs through the Farm Service Agency, the other side, which Don is actually a part of. And he would be the one to talk with you a little more about that. You know, if you're looking at the regular commodity programs that the agency has, Conservation Reserve, Wetland Reserve, and everybody back here can probably chime in on that as well. My focus is the farm loan programs. So on those other programs, I know enough to be about dangerous, other than how they affect our farm loans. So feel free to ask, but I may or may not know what it is you want to know. So, back in the olden days, Farm Service Agency used to be actually a couple of different agencies. Back in the olden days, it was the Farmers Home Administration, and it was called the lender of last resort. It sounds a little gruesome, but that's what it was all about. Our purpose was to make loans that nobody else would make. And a lot of times that ended up being bailing people out of spots that they'd gotten themselves into. Plus, we also got some people into farming. Anymore, what we're seeing a lot more of now is that we're actually getting more people into farming, and we're not bailing out people, because hopefully we've gotten people to the point where they're paying attention to the business and making things happen. So, we're really focused on beginning farmers. The stats that the average farmer is 50-some years old or something. So we got to get people in so that they can retire for once if they want. So that's kind of what our plan is at this point. We're considered, our marketing department says we are the lender of first opportunity now, so they like to make sure I get that in. So anyway, so planning for success, and I'm going to just kind of rock through these slides. You have a copy of the handout on your table there, so feel free to use that and take that with you. And I'm just going to kind of pop through these so we can keep things rolling here. Make a variety of loans, and I'm going to go ahead and get through those. Access to valuable planning tools. We've got some software that we use that hopefully we can kind of get people. Getting records out of farmers can sometimes be exciting. I've more than once had some guy bring in a shoebox and say this is his records. Hopefully we're getting beyond that as well. And we have offices in most agricultural counties. An experienced FSA employee is nearby, ready to assist you. I like to say that up until 5 or 6 years ago, I was a relative newcomer to the farm loan programs, and I started with the agency in 1988. So we've got a lot of people who've done a lot and been through it all. So, getting down to business, how to find the right fit. We have various loan programs, both where the government makes the loan, but also where conventional lenders will make the loan, and we just guarantee it against loss. We have loans for real estate, we have loans for operating loans, whether it be for inputs, for the annual inputs for crops, livestock, whatever. Also for purchasing equipment, purchasing livestock, competitive rates and terms. In the handout there is a listing of what our current interest rates are. Competitive might be a relative term. We can actually generally beat anybody on interest rates, but it's not really our point. Our point is to get people going so that they can get out and get to the conventional lenders. And if the conventional lenders can make it happen themselves, then we want them to do that as well. And programs for beginning farmers and socially disadvantaged applicants, which will be defined here in a few. The socially disadvantaged, That's minorities, any of the special interest groups, whatever you want to call it. I was talking with a woman and I mentioned, well, you fit the socially disadvantaged category, and she's like, I'm not sure I like the sound of that, but it's a good thing for what we're looking at. So, all right, direct loans available to farmers who are temporarily unable to obtain credit from commercial lenders. These are the loans that we make ourselves, come right out of the U.S. Treasury, and you pay them directly back to us. Guaranteed loans, that's where you get the loan from a bank, a farm credit, an ag credit, one of the co-op lenders or something, and we guarantee it against loss, so hopefully they can make a more risky loan than what they normally do, and if the loan were to go into default, then we pay for most of their loss. And then they just do the loan, they collect the money, any servicing goes on. Combined financing is also available where we do both direct and guarantee. On the direct loans, we do have loan limits. It's a $300,000 limit for our direct operating or direct farm ownership. And also there, it's kind of faded into the background now. For the farm ownership, that's the real estate loans where you can look to purchase a farm, put buildings up or other improvements, soil and water conservation, etc. One thing we cannot do with a direct farm ownership loan is refinance a farm. So if you already have a farm, already have a loan on the farm, have a mortgage on the farm, we cannot refinance that. We did that way a long time ago, and that's how we ended up losing billions and billions of dollars back in the 80s. So Congress took that away from us, and truthfully, I'm not sure I miss it. I'd rather keep those people with the other lenders anyway. Direct operating loans, the purposes, purchase livestock, poultry, equipment, soil and water conservation. We can actually refinance loans on direct operating, but we practically don't do it very often, but it is there. Emergency loans. This used to be a big part of what we did, where we come in after an emergency, make a loan. Again, that's where the agency got into a lot of problems back in the day. Between crop insurance and better practices anymore, and better business practices, we've got I think we have one emergency loan on our books anymore for our counties.